This is an example of a hypothesis test for mu using the traditional method. It says a real estate agent believes that the average closing cost of purchasing a new home is $6,500 over the purchase price. So she selects 40 new home sales at random and finds that their average closing cost is $6,600, and the standard deviation of the population is known to be $120. We'd like to test her belief at the alpha 05 level. So a couple things to notice here. They're using the word is right here, and so her belief is 6,500. That's usually a sign that we're using an equal sign. And then the standard deviation of the population is known, and that's how we know to use the Z table rather than the T table. And then this is the significance level, or the alpha level. So her belief is that the average is equal to $6,500. That's what she's claiming. Okay, that's the claim. It is equal to that. The alternative would be that it's not equal to that. So we'll make that the alternative hypothesis, the not equal to. This is a two-tailed test. Two-tailed tests are equal to, not equal to tests. So there'll be two critical values in this next step. One separating each of the tails, and there'll be two critical regions, one of them over to the left, one to the right. All right. When the alpha is 05 and it's two-tailed, you split the alpha in half. So half of it goes here to the left and half of it will go here to the right. You use your Z table, and on your Z table you look up this area, and then when you find that area you'll see a Z value of negative 1.96, and then the corresponding one is 1.96. These are your critical values. So your critical values are negative 1.96 and positive 1.96. And then you compute your test value using this formula. So I'm going to take my sample mean that she got from her 40 households. You subtract away the hypothesized mean. The standard deviation was 120 over the square root of the sample size. When you put this in your calculator, you'll get a 5.27. Now that 5.27 is over here on this picture. It's way over to the right of the 1.96. And so in step 4, we reject the null hypothesis because the test value that we just calculated, the 5.27, is in the right critical region. And whenever your test value is either over here to the right in this region, or if it had been over here to the left, we would have rejected. If it would have ended up in the center here, then in this step we would have said do not reject. But since it's way over here, we're rejecting the null hypothesis. And then go back up to your hypothesis. What you're doing is you're rejecting this. You're saying this is not true. This hypothesis also happens to be her claim. So we're also saying her claim is not true. We don't think that the average closing costs are $6,500. So down in this last step, you say there is enough evidence to reject this real estate person's claim that the average closing costs are $6,500. We can reject her claim because we rejected the null and the null was the claim.